Hello, everyone. My name is Julie Parker. I'm the Director of Media Relations for the Prince George's County Police Department. Alongside me is Major Cesar Pacheco. He is the commander of our Criminal Investigation Division, and this is Lieutenant Brian Riley, who is the commander of our Homicide Division. The suspect wanted for the murders of a couple in Laurel is now in police custody. The Prince George's County Police Department obtained a warrant on Wednesday charging 47-year-old Thurston Lamont Yerby of Laurel with first-degree murder. Yerby was arrested in Washington, D.C. yesterday on a traffic stop and taken into custody without incident. On May 2nd, police officers were called to a ground-floor apartment in the 9600 block of Muirkirk Road for a check on the welfare call. When they arrived, officers discovered a man and a woman who had been beaten and stabbed to death. The victims, 42-year-old James Vell Ferguson and 45-year-old Tina Lynn Towler, lived together in the apartment with Towler's 25-year-old severely disabled daughter. The victim's daughter's nurse had come to the apartment for a routine visit and discovered the bodies at the time. The victim's daughter wasn't hurt. She is a witness to the crime, and she is now in the care and custody of the state of Maryland. Detectives developed Yerby as a suspect early on in this investigation. The suspect and Yerby were involved in a romantic relationship. DNA evidence collected on multiple items at the scene has tied Yerby to this case. Those items included materials that the suspect used to attempt to clean up the crime scene. Surveillance video also captured Yerby's truck coming to and from the apartment complex at the time of the murders. Detectives have recovered multiple murder weapons from the scene, including Detectives recovered multiple murder weapons from the scene, including household items and a knife. The exact motive for these murders is still unknown. Yerby is expected to be extradited to Prince George's County on Monday. He will face a commissioner and will likely be ordered held without bond. Any questions?
Yeah, you said that the suspect was involved with one of the victims, is that right?
Correct. The suspect was involved in a romantic relationship with the female victim.
Does this appear to be a love triangle type of a homicide?
At this point, the exact motive is unclear, but we think that the romantic relationship played some sort of involvement in these crimes.
Julie, we heard early on that the disabled daughter wasn't able to provide you with any assistance. Was that the case, still the case?
Yes, the 25-year-old daughter of the victim is severely disabled, basically incapacitated, and is not able to provide any information to detectives.
But you do know that she did witness the entire scene, the incident?
The victim's daughter was inside the apartment at the time of the murders, yes.
So even though she can't tell you what happened, it's pretty clear from the evidence that she saw what happened?
She was present at the time of the murders.
Present, but did she see it?
The victim's daughter is severely physically disabled with mental challenges, and as far as detectives can determine, was simply not able to provide any information about what occurred that morning.
People in the neighborhood said they heard a fight that morning. Was this that? Is that what they heard? Do you know anything more about what went on in that unit?
It's unlikely that, well, I don't know the time frame that you're referencing. If it occurred the previous night, that's likely the case, but without further specifics, we can't comment on that.
Like 5 a.m. or something? No.
It would be hard to establish a time frame based just off of that.
Well, what do you know? Was there a struggle the night before? Did this guy show up at a certain time, spend time in there? Was this an ambush?
I would not describe it as an ambush such as what you described. It's clear that the suspect arrived at that location at some point, either the night before or at some point during the evening. To go into further would be speculation. There's evidence at the scene to suggest that clearly there was a physical assault that occurred. Clearly there was a double homicide. What led up to that and specifically who was, in what manner persons were attacked, we're not going to get into at this point.
You said the suspect's DNA was on some cleaning items. Was it evident that he tried to cover the scene up? Can you go into that detail?
Well, I can share with you that the suspect's DNA, there is DNA evidence that connects the suspect to that location at that time. What specifically it was on, we're not going to elaborate. Now, as far as the suspect cleaning, there were items of evidence that were located at the scene suggesting that the suspect did in fact make an attempt at either cleaning himself at the scene, but to go further, we're not going to elaborate.
Where were the victims found?
It was a small apartment. It's
one bedroom.
in one bedroom.
They were found in the bedroom.
Yeah.
They were found in the bedroom?
Yeah.
And where was the daughter at the time of this? Was she in the living room or the bedroom? Do you know?
The daughter was in a location where it would be reasonable that she would have been either had witnessed the homicide or a portion thereof, but as we've already articulated, there's a question of communicating with the victim's daughter.
But it's likely that she saw this attack, but is unable to communicate what she saw.
It would be an assumption on my part to say that, but logic would dictate. So I think, yeah.
You talk about like the detective work because this case is a few months old. I mean, on that day, it was a tough one for you guys. And things come in. I mean, is there a sense of relief, victory on your part? I mean, how hard was this? Just talk about the process.
Oh, clearly, this case closed due directly to the hard work of the men and women of the homicide unit. In particular, the investigators working directly with this case. There is a great sense of relief, particularly when you have such a crime of violence concerning a double homicide. Those don't occur all that often, particularly under these circumstances. So that there is a heightened degree of relief. I don't know if the lieutenant wanted to add further on that.
No, there's a sense of satisfaction when you solve a case such as this. There is a sense of satisfaction when you solve a case like this, and the detectives put a lot of hard work into this case, and it's very satisfying.
This is where we needed the forensics to make it happen, right? It was a bit by bit.
DNA is definitely playing a role in this case, along with interviews. But yes, it takes a while for that type of information to develop.
Did the suspect break into the apartment, or was he let into the apartment?
There's nothing to suggest at this point that he forced his way in, but again, that doesn't mean that he didn't force his way in some fashion. And I'd be elaborating and speculating to go further. Yeah.
Was the man and the woman that were killed, were they married?
There wasn't a relationship that existed between the two victims, but we do not, it's my understanding they were not formally married.
And was he the father of the disabled daughter?
No, that's not my understanding of the case at all.